Come with us to Tahquamenon Falls. We'll tell you where to go and what to do, and also a special place so you can actually go play in the falls.
Welcome to VO's Travel.
Where to go and what to see. With kids.
To get to Tahquamenon Falls, you'll head west on M123 from Paradise, Michigan. The first one you come to are the lower falls. It's $9 a day, or you can buy a yearly pass for $35. You will park right here, and then you can look just from the parking lot, but it's best to do a 2-mile hike around that big area and then over a bridge to the island. The bridge looks like this and is a new structure that they just put in a couple years ago. It's really nice. When we got over to the island, we headed right. You can go either way once you get over there. It doesn't really matter, but we chose to go counterclockwise. Most of the hike, which really isn't a hike at all, it's definitely a walk. It's not hard whatsoever. It's all flat terrain, and most of the walk or the hike is on this boardwalk. There is a little bit of area that is gravel, but it's really easy. Let me tell you about a couple areas we found. The yellow X is where the bridge is, and once we got about a third of the way around the island where this red X is, there was a place you could step off and play in the water. It wasn't deep at all. It was just a nice little place to kind of cool off and take your shoes off and splash around. My daughter thought it would be fun to catch a minnow, and my boys ventured out and played in the water for a bit.
Ready?
Yeah.
See?
So just to remind you, the yellow X is the bridge, the red X is that first area, but this next spot, the hot pink X, was the place that made our trip. It was about halfway around the island, and it had a little lookout area, but it also had a little path that you could take down and actually play in the waterfalls. Now this water's freezing, but it was so worth it. My kids got used to it immediately, and they had so much fun playing in these waterfalls. My husband even joined them and took some really great photos from inside the waterfalls. So having a waterproof case or a waterproof phone is a really great idea.
Go in, boys! Woo! Come on, come with me! Come on, guys! Don't hit your head on the rocks, okay? Come on, come out!
They had a blast. Only a couple of them brought swimsuits. The others just got in with their clothes, and thank goodness it was warm enough to just dry off on our walk back to the car.
The falls! Are you glad you went in? We did it!
Of course, I stayed nice and dry from the observation area. Somebody has to. So the rest of the walk around the island was on this gravel path. And then back over the bridge and back over to our car. We spent about 2 hours there total. It was a really great time. They did have picnic tables out near the parking lot if you're into picnics. Next, we headed the 10 minutes down the road to the Upper Falls. This was definitely a different experience. They had a really large restaurant, brewery, and a really awesome gift shop as well. It was around noon by the time we got there, so we did go in for lunch, and it was really great food and a really cool atmosphere too. My husband loved the beer, and my kids loved the wings. Some of the entree options were $20 to $30, but you could definitely get away with a $15 burger, and the kids' menus varied between $6 to $10.
Get the wings, they're the best.
Fish and beer.
What kind of fish?
White fish.
Sandwich?
I got the fish sandwich.
And what kind of beer is good?
The amber ale.
Which one did you not care
The wheat ale.
Okay, amber ale, not wheat ale.
Get the homemade root beer on tap.
Is it good? After lunch, we checked out the 2-story gift shop. They had really decent prices and so many things to look at. They had a really fun bear that my kids loved to mess around with at the beginning. Of course, kids. And they also sold Minnetonka moccasins that my daughter fell in love with. Those will come in real handy when it gets a little chillier outside. They also had this really cozy fireplace area that I can only imagine would be so fun to sit at in the fall or winter. They are open all year round. So this walk to the Upper Falls did have the option to take a motorized wheelchair for those people that are not able to walk. That was a cool little added bonus. Once again, this was more of a walk and not a hike. It was on a gravel little sidewalk. You could walk a quarter of a mile to just see the Upper Falls, but you could also take 94 steps down to the brink of the falls, and we did that. It wasn't as bad as it looked, and definitely worth our time to walk down. All in all, we spent probably another hour and a half here, and that did include gift shop time and time at the restaurant and brewery. If you were short on time and wanted to skip the restaurant and brewery, maybe even the gift shop, you could get away with only spending about a half hour here just to see the falls. Thank you so much for coming along with us to Tahquamenon Falls. And just a little tip, Tahquamenon rhymes with phenomenon. So if you find yourself having a hard time saying it, say phenomenon Tahquamenon. Also, remember to choose joy and take all of the pictures.